This is the maiden edition of From My Point of View. From my point of view, I'm going to be looking at things that concern the matches that Arsenal played and also matches played by other club sides. And this is going to be from my own perspective, the way I look at it, the way I want to review it. So it's left for you as viewers, for you to make your comments count. Let us know if I'm doing the right thing or the wrong thing. Now, I'm going to be looking at the match that ensued between Manchester City and Arsenal over the weekend. It was the match that was tagged the Grandmaster and the Student. But somehow, over time, we've realized that the Student is beginning to have an upper hand over the Grandmaster. And there are two key selling points for me. One of the selling points is that power is shifting hands from Man City to Arsenal. And the other one is that Arteta is losing his plot in taking Arsenal to the promised land. Now, coming to look at what transpired over the years, you will see that Man City players are beginning to do a lot of petulant things to ensure that they unsettle Arsenal players, ranging from Kyle Walker's, Bernardo Silva, Rodri. Once Rodri said Arsenal players lack mentality, that winning title is all about mentality. And to a large extent, he's actually right in what he said. Now, the other one has to do with Kyle Walker. Even when the set-piece coach of Arsenal decided to tell, say, hello, my former teammate, how are you doing, my former colleague? And Kyle Walker took it to the next level and was almost going to batter the coach. And somehow, that furor was settled. And the other one has to do with Bernardo Silva, who has been trying to do a lot in the years past to unsettle Arsenal players. Only recently after the match, he said that the Premier League FA aren't right in what they're doing and they're unfair in their decision-making in allowing teams that had, shorter days to come and play an important match. And he's asking for respect. Respect in the English Premier League? Are you Manchester United? Or what? Are you like super club side? Yes, we know. You won the Premier League title in 4 in a row. But that doesn't bring about the kind of supremacy that you're looking at for. If you want to look at the times being given to each other teams during the match that ensued between Arsenal and Man City. First, Arsenal had to travel to Spain in Bilbao to play against Atletico Bilbao. And they had to travel back. So that jet lag alone is enough to take the steam off from Arsenal players. But that is not an excuse. You guys played against Napoli at the Etihad. You didn't travel. So why are you looking up for extra days? You say the FA should have given you guys extra days. I don't think that is what is right to do. The truth is that power is shifting hand. Arsenal is no longer that mediocre club. You come to the Emirates, you trounce, you dominate play, and you go. You guys just needed to scuffle and do things to ensure that you kept that 1 lead until that 93rd minute sublime poach by Martinelli. It shows that the student is beginning to do things that unsettle the Grandmaster himself. To see Pep Guardiola playing a defensive tactics. This is a coach that we know that is always offensive, tactically offensive. Suddenly, he had to pull out an Haaland that was even disturbing the Arsenal defense though of Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes, and he brought in defenders. And you're just trying to keep the 1-0 lead until that sublime poach by Martinelli. It clearly shows that power is shifting hand and that Pep Guardiola is no longer having the A game where he goes into every duel, every game, every match, thinking he's going to come out victorious. It means that he has to dig in deep if he has to earn victory or even a draw going forward in the English Premier League. Wow, how time flies. The almighty Man City are now struggling. It doesn't matter even though somebody wants to say that they stroll past Manchester United. That is basically because Ruben Amorim decided to play with the handbrake. Now I'm talking about coaches that have been doing the handbrake pattern or tactical know-how in the Premier League. Arteta tops that agenda. And it is time for us to begin to ask ourselves a lot of questions. Arsenal fans, we've gone through a lot of challenges. We've gone through the worst phase of our club career where we've not won any major title in the last 21 years. Forget about the FA Cup, the Community Shield. We're talking about major titles like the English Premier League, the Champions League, or even the Europa Cup. These are trophies that we're yearning to win. One thing that has kept us together as a club is our sense of camaraderie and that unison in passionate way of loving and supporting our club. Because as we all know, Arsenal is a family club. But being a family club doesn't mean that we shouldn't win anything. Mikel Arteta, before now, I've been one that have been backing him and saying, look, give him the commodity, the ingredients that he requires to notch a proper winning team. Now you have it, you're floundering. I'm one person that have never been confident about the way we've been playing from the outset when the 2025-2026 English Premier League resumed. I've been so concerned, I've been so worried. Even though some fans also believe that with time that the team is going to gel. No. My mother will always tell me while she was alive, my sweet mother will tell me that it is when children are climbing the tree that you will know the one that will fall from the tree. That is exactly what I've been watching. We played pre-season. Up till this moment, we've not learned how to play with our striker. And to see Mikel Arteta go to press conferences and decide or have the effrontery to tell the press that Arsenal dominated play. Domination of play, does it give us trophy? Does it win you matches? If you're talking about domination of play, then you've not done anything. Let's backtrack to Arsene Wenger days with those young boys. Most of them academy players who play beautiful football. We play football like we are playing an orchestra. We play football like you're blowing, how do I call it? A saxophone. That is where our football is, so beautiful. It was so endemic in our system that you will see at the end of the match playing against Manchester United, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea. Arsenal domination is 70-30. But who won the match? We lost. That is not, we've seen beautiful football in the time past. But why change the paradigm of what you've already started building? Because all you just needed was just a striker to put the cherry on the cake. You have a striker now, you are punishing Victorio Corres. A pity for that guy game after game. What people, naysayers, will see are the opportunities that he missed. Like somebody was saying, oh, he should have scored against Man City, but that ball wasn't his fault. There was a gentle nudge that moved the ball away from him. That nudge was not shifted the direction of the ball and he missed it. But truth be said, how can Mikel Arteta be playing with a handbrake when you have this kind of personnel depth in players? Eze, Berecheze, Noni Madueke, Trossard, Martinelli, Odegaard, Max Dorman, and Nwaneri, and yet you choose to play with a handbrake. Arsenal defense is touted to be the best in the Premier League and across Europe. So how do we play with fear? How do you even decide to change a Mosquera that's been playing, that played for 90 minutes? Because if you take away the additional, the 5 minutes, the 50 minutes when he came in against Liverpool at Anfield, and the additional minutes he played against Liverpool, Ekitike, Gapo, and the likes of them, Salah, and the guy plays for that 90 minutes and he played without placing a wrong foot the entirety of that match. And he had played other matches. We'll see the way the guy is winning his area duel. Why start a William Saliba that doesn't have match fitness? Agreed. Saliba is one of the best shining things that have happened to Arsenal Football Club in recent years. But he's just returning from injury. You would have given him a cameo, maybe in the second half, towards the end of the game, just the same way you gave Bukayo Saka. We saw the star-studded performance of Bukayo Saka coming in towards the ending of the game against Man City. You could see that this guy is a super top player because he was playing with a lot of patience and experience. Why are you always playing 3 defensive midfielders and you have the audacity to tell the fans that nobody complained against Atletico Bilbao, I complained. Because that is not our football. Playing with the handbrake is not Arsenal football. Give the Arsenal players the license to go and destroy their opponents. Why did you go to snatch a better chase from Tottenham Hotspur when you know you're not going to be giving him a regular playing time? Eberechieze has been a revelation in the last couple of years. Playing for England is a beauty to watch while leaving him on the bench. If the left-sided wing has become a problematic wing, because now what we're seeing is Martinelli comes in as a super sub, he performed creditably well. By the time you give Martinelli playing time and he's playing consistently, the next thing we'll see that Trossard will come in and play as a super sub and start scoring goals. The Eberechieze have been playing. Allow him to be consistent there since you don't want to play him as a midfielder. How can you have an Eberechieze in your team and you play a Merino ahead of him in the number 10 position? It is unheard of. It is most comical tactical approach by any coach. It shows that we ain't ready to win the Premier League. I love my Arsenal. I would die for this club. But I like saying the truth. Truth be said, if Arteta continues to deploy these tactics, we ain't going to even win the Carabao Cup. No, we're not going to win the Carabao Cup. That's the truth. Until he changes this formation, this handbrake formation, and let us see he unleashing the dragon and bringing out the best of Victor Gyökeres. Because Merino against Man City was playing reversal passes. They give him the pass a 10, he's playing reversal passes and losing ball in dangerous areas against Manchester City. So, how does Victor Gyökeres get a pass? How? The man is running himself under the ground. He's running himself. And yet, we're not playing to his strength. It is pathetic. So, possibly, Mikel Arteta might be thinking about something. When Kai Havertz returns, he will start benching Victor Gyökeres. Probably he just want to maybe because if you look at it from grapevine, we understand that the key signing he wanted was Benjamin Sesko. And Arteta said Victor Gyökeres is the man. But you will see also, it appears as if Arteta helped Arsenal in dodging a bullet with Benjamin Sesko. But you never can blame Sesko. Possibly, Ruben Amorim's handbrake pattern at United has failed to unlock the potentials of Benjamin Sesko. So, the question now is to Mikel Arteta, did you get a striker to punish him, or you got a striker to score more goals? Because we've seen that Victor Gyökeres have got the potentials to punish teams, but we're not playing to his strength. So, it appears Mikel Arteta is losing the plot. There is no doubt about it. So that's my perspective. That's my point of view. From this edition of My Point of View, I want you guys to go to the comment section. Let us rub minds and look at what we think is wrong with our darling Arsenal. Because personally, if we continue to play this way, we're not going to win anything. And it appears as if Mikel Arteta is losing the plot of his tactical nouns, because I can't see him going beyond his nose, because he can't see what we see sitting down in our living room and in viewing centers and watching him destroy a beautiful team that we have. Because the question is, if we continue to play like this, the likes of Nwaneri might never have an opportunity to play. You can't rush players. Look at against Man City, you are bringing in Mosquera 3 minutes to the end of the game. What are you expecting the guy to do? To just don the shirt and say, I play against Man City? He's a guy that has been playing remarkably well and finding a potential solidity way of playing with Gabriel Magalhaes. You disrupted that. Look at the goal we considered against Man City. It was a defensive masterstroke error. Tijani Reinders was bringing the ball towards Saliba and he's running. Are you running to the goalpost to go and catch the ball in the net or what? I don't get it. Gabriel Magalhaes was jogging. He couldn't even match up with Haaland. And this is a guy that both of you have I'm so upset that we considered that goal because the two defenders knew that there's an ensuing acrimony between them and Salih and Haaland. But Haaland got the best. He laughed last. He laughed best because he notched a goal with the two of them there. It is pathetic for us to continue to play this way because it clearly shows that Arsenal have not learned anything. From my perspective, I also want to let you know that Arsenal have not learned anything from their past errors. I saw Trossard, when the ball was trusted at you, all you need to do is walk away. You are losing. Why throw the ball back? Why seek for vengeance on the pitch? These were calamitous errors you guys committed in the last 3 seasons you bottled the league. So why committing it again? What have you learned from the past incidents? What? I saw it during Timber trying to have a showmanship and trying to do whatever. At the end, you just got unnecessary yellow in trying to bring in a Doku. You had the opportunity of nudging him off by the sideline. That wouldn't have been a foul. But you went for a foul, a rough play that ended you a yellow card. So the question is, have we truly learned our lessons? Because what makes a title contender or a title winning team is mentality. Just the way Horadre said it. We seem to be carried away by the frenzy of the euphoria. The beautiful thing about our darling club Arsenal is that we know how to celebrate, we know how to enjoy ourselves when we are winning, but we must not be carried away. The mentality should be, we must have the audacity to go to any ground and beat any team. We've got the potential, we've got the squad to do it. But can Mikel Arteta stop playing with the handbrake? That's the question for you to answer. Personally, I don't see Mikel Arteta changing from his idea because a good coach will know when the ovation is loudest, especially when you're dancing and everybody is clapping for you. If you know that you begin to miss your dancing step, it is time for you to withdraw rather than getting sacked. Because that is the only thing I will ask for. I've asked for the Kroenkes to leave, but the Kroenkes appears to have had all our complaints, and they decided to spend money. They spent big this season. But Mikel Arteta is not going to do what is expected to get Arsenal across the line by winning 2 major trophies this season. I think it is high time we say, cheerio, coach. We love you. I love you, Mikel Arteta. You're one of the best things that have happened to Arsenal. If you don't change your approach, this is your handbrake approach, it is high time we began to look into the books and ask you to leave. Until I come your way again with another episode of From My Point of View. It is, come on, you gonna